Welcome back here once again, everybody. Now, DC Comics does not like their mainstream heroes and anybody associated with them. I've said that many times before. But the ways that they blatantly go out of their way to absolutely destroy anything credible, anything that makes these heroes who they are, what they are, they've come to be known as heroes, as inspirations. It's truly frightening. One comic book writer who they keep bringing back who does this continuously is Tom King. After what he did to Mr. Terrific, well, that was a thing in of itself, but now he's DC keeps having him do things. I mean, I've been working on Batman, which isn't going very good, and now on something else. Now, these Dark Crisis tie-in stories have not been good at all because it's not good. The Dark Crisis itself isn't making any kind of sense. It's two issues in, and it just keeps getting worse. The story tie-ins are literally horrible. When they had that Young Justice tie-in, they had Wonder Girl there, and she was narrated. That a whole bunch of talking. From what I understand, I saw a review of talking that made no sense. And she's saying that she's referring to the other members of the Young Justice, like Connor Kent, who she was in a relationship with. That was her first love, as she put it. And them together was actually really good. And he had died and came back, and Robin had died and came back, and everybody who had died and come back and all kind of thing. And they having some argument. There was not really argument, kind of discussion, but then she's there talking about how she wished they would all just stay dead. And it's like, what kind of psychotic behavior is that? But this is the kind of crap that they do. Now, with this Dark Crisis, Worlds Without a Justice League, Superman #1, you would expect a world without the Justice League because it's going on with the Dark Crisis, so you get the chance to see what was happening. Now, they made reference to this, and I did a video about it on how they wanted to do this, and they put what it was supposed to do was what happened where they did the time jump with Jon Kent, where he went from, I think it was 12 or 13 to 8 to 17 or 18. So you got this was a fill in that rule to see what was happening with him there. They have Superman there, and they have Jon Kent in this outfit that basically looks like Robin, because everything DC has to have some element of Batman in it, because that's the only character that makes them any kind of money. I said this was probably going to be stupid, but boy, was I wrong. It wasn't just stupid, it was dumb. Absolutely dotish. The way that they made Clark Kent and Lois Lane look in this comic was horrendous. They turned two of the most iconic characters in DC into some people to be despised and disliked. And when you get into the comic, right, you get to see Lois. Apparently, Clark needs some help with some battle he's having. So Lois is telling John to get ready, and he's looking for his suit that he can't find, and Lois is there on the computer trying to do something, and she's telling him about probably in the bottom drawer, and then but he needs his mask and all this, and she gets it for him. And then all of a sudden, you look at it like this, she's screaming like this at him, and he said, I don't know, I think I took it off by the door. And she's all, well, look by the door, maybe it's under the couch. Am I the one with the x-ray eyes? You're going to be late. People literally could die. I mean, this is not how you would expect Lois Lane to behave. You literally just turned her into this screaming bitch. Your child is looking for something. I understand that you have work to do. You're a reporter, but why would you be screaming at your son? I mean, why would you be screaming at your son? Are you literally telling him, I'm not the one with x-ray eyes. Look under the couch. People could literally die because you're wasting time. Get on, hurry up and move, you little shit. What the hell? What the hell? And she's perfectly okay with this. Perfectly okay with this. it's really, really disturbing. It's really, really bad, and it it literally shows how they view, well, how Tom King wants yet another characters that he's going to destroy to be portrayed. It's not, it's not good. It's not a well depiction of a character like Lois Lane that has been properly built up over the years. But okay, so he eventually finds his suit, and again, it looks exactly like how you would expect a Robin costume to look. You understand me? It is a Robin costume. That's what it is. It is a Robin costume, mask and everything. You understand me? And then, Lois is there. Tell your father I have a thing. It's big. I can't cook. You should pick up something on the way home. And he has to walk crypto. Not too greasy. My stomach's bothering me. And she looks annoyed. And the mentality, the wording, everything just sounds like she's this annoyed woman who's just like, her family is just bothering the hell out of her, and she wants them to just go away because she has work to do. It's just really ridiculous. Really ridiculous. Absolutely. And that's just the first of it. We get other things showing even more of what's going on. I mean, the way the story is structured, going through certain stages in Jon Kent's life, first at age 13, age 14, and this and that. So next you have Jon waking up screaming from some nightmare that he has, and talking about how on Drula, Darkseid, they died screaming, millions burning. I heard them. And then it's Lois is trying to go back to sleep, and then you get the part that starts to show the stupidity of it all. You have Clark Kent there. I heard them too, and he's all. It happens not every day, but once in a while, and it's horrible, and you have to do your best to not to let it hurt you. There's nothing we can do. If I could, I'd do it. I swear. And just telling him, but you're Superman and I'm Superboy. We have to save people. It's what we have to do. And Clark is all, you don't think I tried, son? You don't think I nearly died trying? But there's only one of me, and there's a whole universe of hate up there. It took some hard lumps, but I learned this is the best we can do, providing sanctuary and peace here on Earth. I mean, what kind of pussy behavior is that? This is Superman, for God's sake. You're trying to tell me millions of billions of people are being slaughtered and murdered. He's hearing them screaming, and he's all, well, there's nothing I can do. We have to just stay here on Earth hiding, block it out, not listen to these screams, and just focus on our little family and our little this here, while these people are begging and pleading for me to come and save them. I can't be bothered to do that because I can't stop it. What the hell? You're Superman, for God's sakes. Get off your ass and go do something. Save these people. You have that power. And then Jon starts screaming at him and cursing and whatnot and the other and all of this. And it's not. And then you see even more Clark is about, say, you're right. I'm sorry. I wish I could have done better. And he's all, I mean, come on, Nama. This is just turning Superman into the world's biggest. I don't even want to use the word world's biggest waste of a cape. Bloody hell, man! Just downright stupid, absolutely stupid. So then, apparently, next time now, Jon decides that he's going to go off to try and fight some thing on and save some people, and he's getting the crap beaten out of him and whatnot, and Superman shows up and saves him, and he's all Superman's all, get up, we're going home, and he's I can't, the war is here, there's suffering here, I need to. And look at Superman in this. He's literally making a fist like he wants to beat his son. Literally. And the anger on his face, like, you little shit, you didn't know, you disobeyed me. And if you listen to what he says, Jon, now is not the time for debate. You have just shattered a truce made years before you were born. Right now, Darkseid is deploying his armada of death like the billion planets before it. Earth will soon face its crisis. We will go home, we will make our stand, we will defend our family. Yeah, so leave everybody else to dead. Run back home because you're afraid he's coming. Meanwhile, he may amass an even larger army, show up there, kill all of you, and you're there angry as hell and want to beat your child for saving people because you're too much of a tanty hole to do it yourself. What the hell? What kind of nonsense is this? It just keeps getting worse. I'm telling you, they just completely destroyed anything good about Superman, Lois in this entire story. Honestly to God, in this entire story, there is literally nothing else whatsoever. And then next thing you know, Jon comes back home, all bloodied up and thing. This is next chapter after this. Apparently, he went up to go and fight something again, and he comes back beaten to a bloody pulp. I mean, God forbid you had actually trained your son to fight instead of hide out on Earth and do that. Yeah, and you know, he's all there, and then you see Lois is all, Jon, did you go out there? We specifically told you, and and Clark is all, Lois, he's going to be all right. We can go through that in the morning, and you know, I mean, I don't know. I didn't hear Jon about Dad. I won. I beat him. I saved the kids. And it's like, why couldn't Superman do this? Why? You are trying to tell the story to make it seem like, you know, Jon Kent is trying to forge some destiny of his own in a literal Robin costume. It's not put together well. Superman has been turned into a douchebag. Lois has been turned into a screaming, angry bitch. And it's just getting worse. You're acting like people are supposed to be happy with this for some reason. So when we finally get to when Jon is 18 years old now, and he got some super bike and he's ready to head out to go and fight in this big intergalactic war, and there's this whole thing with he and Clark hugging and talking, and it's supposed to be some touching moment where you feel like, you know, you get to see how much these two are so proud of, how his father is proud of him, and Jon is happy his father is finally came with it. But you know, after all the crap that happened, you really don't care. You really don't. And then he leaves on it, and then you have Clark there saying, I was there, Lois, I was here, I saw him, I got to see him grow into the man he had to be. I didn't miss it this time. No, not for anything. I wouldn't trade this for anything. I mean, a lot of people were pissed when Bendis decided to age up Jon. I wasn't surprised by it because I saw from since Super Sons that they wanted to just make Jon Kent into Superman. Because I said it before, I said it again. From since Super Sons, I started to realize he didn't have much of a personality of his own. They weren't doing anything to develop him as a character. He was just basically baby Superman. You know, one or two little things here and there, but nothing concrete. I mean, when you have Damian Wayne have more of a personality than Jon Kent, you know something's wrong. I could have told they wanted to do that. And the easiest way for them to do that was to find a way to age him up, so they could push out Clark Kent, bring in Jon Kent, and then start to finish destroying the entire thing. Because they were already doing it with Superman comics on the whole. DC comics on the whole were doing it with. So they just needed this opportunity to finish it. But this story was supposed to tie in to show how Clark and Lois actually got to raise Jon rather than have him go missing and then come back older years later, and it didn't do anything like that. All it did was just compound on the fact that they don't seem to give two shits about anything other than destroying these characters. There's nothing in there, absolutely nothing in there to make anything worthwhile. I mean, there's this follow-up thing with they have this next thing in the book where they have Aquaman taking on Black Manta and some kind of nonsense going on with him, and there's some party or some wedding they're setting up and all of this, and then you have the non-binary Flash shows up for some freaking reason that nobody could seem to care about, but This is what it is. This is what it is. So other than that, there's really nothing else of any substance in this book. What I will say though is that the horrendous character assassination that has been done to Clark Kent and Lois Lane in this book is atrocious. This is what Tom King does, but it's terrible. I'm not even going to talk about Jon Kent because I've said it many times before. They've just completely wasted that character. Absolutely wasted that character to the point that I don't think anybody even cares anymore about Jon Kent as an individual at all. But what they did to Lois Lane and Clark Kent in this comic is terrible. This comic is just a horrendous joke. This is why DC Comics continues to go down the drain, because they don't care about anything that they're doing. They don't care about the bottom line. They don't care about their customers. They just care about pushing any garbage that they see fit down your throats. Let me know in the comments what you think about this downright bold-faced character assassination and middle finger to all DC fans that well, what few they have left, or all Superman and Lois fans, I should say, that DC has put out here. Let me know what you think. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the notification bell, be notified every time I put out a new video, and I shall see you all next time. Take care.